Hello everyone, I'm Rezba,
And I'm Steven.
and it's Garphill Collision.
And today we figured we would bring you a review. Specifically, we thought about doing Shipwrights, but there's two versions. There's technically three, but I'll talk about it here in a second. So we have our notes to do the review, so I can get through it really quickly. But we're going to go through Shipwrights, the redo, the latest version. We'll talk about that really quick in our thoughts. Then we'll talk about Shipwrights of the North Sea, the original, but the second edition of it. So there's something extra added to it. And then we'll talk about both of them together and which ones we like and what we like and dislike about the two. All right, so let's jump into Shipwrights redo. I have my handy dandy here. So let me get my handy dandy notes out so I can glance at them and talk. I can do this. All right. So the publisher for both of these is Garphill Games. This one also is put out for mass publish, like to your Target, your big box stores, your I guess even local game stores and stuff. But this is Renegade Games. Also helps publish this, but it doesn't matter. It's the same game if you get it from Renegade or you get it from Garphill. All right, so here we go. Shipwrights redo. So what this game is you're a shipwright. So you're building ships in the Viking era, right? And in this game, what you're doing is trying to build the best, the greatest ships you can build. You get points from building ships, from building buildings. You have a tracker on the redo. So you have a tracker. If you get high enough, we have yet to get high enough in our plays, but if you get high enough, there's points there. You have some heroes that you can get points from, things like that. In this one, you can go out on raids, right? And you can bump up your rest time. That they do that with both of them, but this one you can go out on raids and get some extra bits and pieces there. I guess I could have put out a raid card too. So you can go out on raids and stuff once per turn. All right, so this game, right, is 1 to 5 players. Now, we purposely didn't set up 2 players for either of them because it just got too crowded on the board.
Yeah.
Way too crowded. So we just wanted you to see how a player's kind of play area looks like, and then just the general boards. You can see the difference in the 2 games just by looking at them.
Yeah.
All right. So Redo is for ages 8 plus. It's 1 to 5 players, and they have it for
Age 13 plus.
Is it 13? Oh, I lied. 13. For some reason, I have 8. 13 plus, and they have 60 minutes on this game. So 13 plus with 60 minutes on this game, right? So like I said, you're a shipbuilder. Shipbuilder in the Viking era. That's what this, the redo is. They're both the same. You'll get that here in a second. So the mechanics for redo is close drafting. So you're going to, everyone gets 6 cards. You look at all 6 cards, you pick yours, you hand the other 6 to someone else, and you pass them around the table. So it's a closed draft. You don't necessarily get to see what the other person has, or you're not going to know potentially what the other person has in a sense. All right, and then if you play 2 players, I can't remember if it's 3 players are down or 2 players are down, there's a different way to draft, which still keeps it closed. Remember when you and I played it compared to when we played it with everyone else? Everyone got a whole hand of cards and we picked one passed. Yeah. When it's 2 players, it's closer to the original, but then you add a card, so you never kind of know what's going on. But you guys can look into that if you want to find that one out. All right.
Yeah.
It's worker placement and then hand management. So in this game, you have to know when you want to put cards down here, what cards you want to discard, because in this one you can discard cards for supplies. That's like surpluses, resources. That's what I was looking for. For resources, you could discard cards. So you have to think about what cards do I want to keep? What ones do I want to get rid of? Which boats can I make? Which houses can I make? How much money can I make? How much wood do I need? Things like that. So it's hand management. So for the redo, you have closed drafting, worker placement, and hand management, right? So keep that in mind when we go over the next one. So ease of teaching, ease of play. This one is really easy to learn, right? It's really easy to teach, right? And it's really easy for people to understand it and play.
Yeah.
Now, replayability, how often you can replay it. We've played both of these a couple times.
Yeah.
We've played Redo a lot more. I think we played Redo the first day we got it.
Yeah.
We actually did that with Explorers too. We played it the first day we got it.
We are together, me and you, we played 3 times.
Just us 3 times, and I think we've played this 3 times with other people.
With other people's too.
And people are requesting to play Redo, but we'll talk more about that when we compare them more in the review. But replayability, really good for this game. Just putting it out, I want to play it again, right? And then production value. Production value is really good. Garphill Games all are really good. So the production value is really good. The wooden pieces. The metal coins are extra. I've started to buy metal coins all the time because they're just really cool. So the metal coins are extra. But even if you had the cardboard coins, the quality of it's really good. And I didn't open this up. And if I do right now, stuff will fall out. But there's an insert in here, a plastic insert. And there's room for everything to go everywhere. Right, even sleeved cards, as you can tell, the cards are sleeved. It fits a little tight in the card area with sleeved cards, but these are your like 100 millimeter, 100. I forget what they are. It's 100 instead of the 60 or the 40. So these are thick sleeves. I guess your standard thick sleeves, but it still has room to put all that in there. And if there was an expansion in any way, there'd be more room. They haven't said anything. Garphill hasn't said anything about making an expansion for this. All right. So production's really good. All right, value versus cost. So value versus cost. This is going to go back to how much we paid for it. We paid for the Kickstarter. We paid for, so we probably paid full price plus $10, $15 more, if that, because we got it shipped to us and everything. We did get a couple bonus cards. Garphill always gives you like 4 or 5, maybe 6 bonus cards. But Garphill gets all the money to divvy out whichever way they want, right? As opposed to you pay the money, your local game shop gets some, Renegade gets some. There's nothing wrong with that, but Renegade gets some, then Garphill gets what's left over. Garphill gets a bigger chunk. Garphill Games gets a bigger chunk of the price for the game when you get it from them. So we're going to go with MSRP. And I'm going to let you know for both of these games, and I'll repeat it with this one, both of them, you can get them easily for about $50 because there's always sales going on. And then in some cases down to about 40. I think I got this one for a little under 40, maybe like $35 is on like a super sale somewhere. And this one will be at some point too. It's just how stores work. So anyways, but let's go off MSRP. So for $60, like Rezvan and I said, we played it at least 3 times by ourselves.
By ourselves.
And then we've played it at least 3 times with friends. It's been out for maybe a month or 2 now.
Yeah.
It hasn't been out very long.
Short time. We played a lot. And they wanted to play it.
Yeah, and people want to play it. They're asking for this. Even a friend that we have that doesn't like Viking theme.
Yeah.
Because they just don't. But they like at least the North Sea stuff. And they actually asked to play this one.
Yeah.
Which we think's interesting, and I'll talk more about that when we talk about both the games together. But they asked to play this one. Yeah. So $60 divided by, let's say, 6 times that we've played it, that's $10 a play. Or we can even say $70. Let's say $15. Let's say $15 a play. That's still pretty good. And then when you break down that play down into how many people played, maybe Rezvan and I a couple times, that's like $7, $8 each. And then if we have 4 people playing, that's even lower per person.
Yeah.
I think this is a great, even if you got it at MSRP, it's a great value for your money, right? Value for cost, right? Value as in how much you're going to play it, how much you're going to enjoy it and stuff, versus how much you paid. I think this one is great, and it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
All right. My tablet wanted to close out on me. No, we got more to do. All right. So it would be fine. So now let's go ahead and jump into Shipwrights, the original Shipwrights. So first thing I'm going to say is this is the original Shipwrights. Like I said, this is the redo. This is the original Shipwrights, but this is the 2nd edition. So I got to try and make sure I get this straight in my head. Don't quote me on this. The original Shipwrights came out in 2014.
Wow.
This version came out in 2017. This is considered the 2nd edition. It doesn't say it anywhere on the box, but the 2nd edition comes with the, I think it's called the Villagers Mini Expansion. right?
Okay.
Which gives you a couple more things that you can do, ways to try to get supplies and kind of do things. But let's go ahead and get in it. So this is Shipwrights of the North Sea, the second edition. Doesn't really say it on the box, but if it comes with, I think most of them that you'll buy now from stores come with this Townfolk expansion. So second edition. All right, so same thing, like I said, Shem Phillips for both of them. This one is 10 and older. I have it written down here.
12 plus.
What?
My love, I'm sorry. Age
All right.
12 plus.
Yeah, all right. We'll just have Rezvon read the back of that. BGG lies to me sometimes, I guess. So 12 plus.
Because they are exactly...
How long does it take to play?
Oh, 50 minutes to the 70 minutes.
50 to 70 minutes. That makes sense. And we'll talk about that when we compare both of them.
Yeah. And how much player you have?
How many players? This is 2, what's it say, players
2
down
to
here?
5.
2 to 5. There's no one player for this.
Yeah.
Right? So with that said, this one also is shipbuilding in the Viking era. It's the theme and what you're doing is the same in both these. How you go about doing it's different. So for this one, if you remember what we said about this one, these are the mechanics that they kind of, the mechanics they have. So this one has open drafting. Sorry, this one had closed drafting, and I think I said open drafting. This one has closed drafting. Then the next thing is it has worker placement, right? This one has workers just like the other one, right? Worker placement, and you can put them down to do things. She's going to show you doing things. Well, yeah, you can put them down there too.
I don't know.
Well, you can't put them on the ship. Yes, for buying the ships and stuff, yeah. And then the thing with this one, so you have open drafting, worker placement, and you have take that. Yeah. That means that you do things to someone else to mess them up. This one has a lot of take that. Destroying ships, stealing workers, stealing gold, lots of take that in this one. Yeah.
What's mad things?
Lots of things to make Rezvon mad. All right. So the next is ease of play. This one is still really easy to play.
Really easy.
It's easy to understand. It's easy to teach. It's easy to play. Even with the Townfolk expansion, it's still really easy.
Really easy.
The replayability, I would say this one is good. And the reason I'm going to say good instead of really good, and the only reason is this one takes longer to get through, right? And we'll talk more about that when we compare the two. This one takes longer to get through, so you might not...
Books, they say too. It's 50 minutes.
50 to 70. And one of the things that's different, or one of the things that makes this go longer, is though you only put 4 ships out, it is if you can get them out. So as she's putting ships now, as Rezvon's putting ships, I can play cards and destroy her ships. I could steal her workers from her. I can make her destroy buildings. If I remember right, buildings. You can have people, maybe not buildings, but ships for sure, and you can steal workers. Yeah. I can make her give me gold.
You can steal workers and ships.
Yeah, you
and
and your resources. Yeah. There's a lot of kind of take that in the cards. But it's still a good replayability. You're not going to get bored. There's different ways to go about doing things. You're still not going to get bored.
Good.
Production value. This production value is really good. There is an insert in here. It's a paper one. It's the older style insert. Raiders, I got the Raiders 2. Originally, I have the collector's box up there, but it's in a box like this, had a paper insert. It's okay. It's not bad, but the production's still really good on it. The wood pieces are nice. The cards are still really nice. And in both of them, we didn't mention this, the art's really great, right? They use really good art in both of them. I mean, it's the same artist. It's the Miko, and I can't remember on these boxes because Shem Phillips games were the first ones. So Garphill Games were the first ones where the artist used him or started doing the art. And of course, it doesn't have it right here. I want to say the artist's name because they have it. Oh, now they don't have it on the box because now they go by the Miko. I think it has... Nope, they just have Shem Phillips. They go by the Miko, right? They do a lot of art. But the art still in this one is really great. Same art's really great. There's some added art in the redo, obviously, but the art's still great. Now you have the cost versus value for the second edition. What I would say is, and we're going with MSRP, this one still goes fairly high, which is telling you people buy this and people still like this. The MSRP on this is $60. Now this one we've played twice. We've had longer than this, but we get
Yeah.
lots of games. We've played this one twice.
Yeah.
And I'll talk about more in the review. I'm willing to play this one more because I like some of the mechanics in this one. But I do think this one is way streamlined and ready to go and has you fall in love with playing the game.
Yeah.
This one's fun. So if that makes sense. So for this one being really good, like I said, this one I would say it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
If I had bought it when it first came out or in 2017, I probably would have played it a whole bunch of times from then till now.
Yeah.
Right.
And we have to think about this. We have both of them.
Yeah.
If someone just have this, enjoy of this a lot of time.
Yeah. Yeah, you can still have lots of fun with the original Shipwrecks. Or Shipwrecks, I always do that, Shipwrights. I'm betting the original Shipwrights, the leftover stock, they're going to start discounting it because this one's going to get really popular. And at a discount, it's really going to be really good. And just like I said, I got this one at discount. There are going to be sales. It's not always $60.
I'm so sorry.
Resvan's yawning. It's nap time. Where we're at.
No. It's not because of that. I want to say. Because usually I'm yawning. I want to say. I'm sorry. Lights make me yawn. I don't know why.
Don't drive at night. All right.
I know. In a phone, I did that still when I was online with you all the time. I'm trying to don't watch the phone.
I figure it's because I just bored her and I was too ugly. But okay.
No.
Back to the review.
Okay.
Back to the review. So this one, it's still it's a fair price, right? $60 for the game because the production that goes into it, it's still a good game, though they're different. All right. So now what I want to do, since we kind of reviewed both of them, and if you're still staying here, thanks. This is like a triple feature. You get a review, and then a comparison of the two. So this is the versus. So they're both building ships, but they go about it slightly different. In Redo, there's no take that system, right? There's no take that system at all. You build ships, you have X amount of days to do it. There's 5. They tell you to put 5, so you flip this card over. You can watch. You can watch the how to play that I did on this one. There's
5 of that card.
5 goes. You have 5 turns to do as much as you can in those 5 turns, and you can do once you realize.
Make a game faster.
Yes, it definitely makes the game faster.
Make a game faster. For example, about this, they can use a hardship for make. For that, it's say between 50 to 70 minutes, but it can make it longer.
Yeah.
If both people want to make hardship and more point.
If people are making hardships, if people are getting really into the take that, if you're really going after the other person to slow them down.
Yeah.
Even Resvan, who doesn't like doing that stuff, was doing stuff to me to slow me down. She was stealing my workers and stuff.
Yeah.
But this one, you have the 5 days to get through it.
Yeah.
You don't get to do that, take that in that sense. So this one is quick to get out. They're both quick to get out, but it's quick to get out and it's quick to play. So much so, I think that we played it twice one time, didn't we?
Yeah.
Wasn't there one time where we played it just twice? We played through, I think it's the first time we played it with everyone else. Bless you.
Okay.
So any boogers?
Yes, that was so good. We play exactly one of the time we played and we enjoyed and it get done. And because before that we played it was long. Then we said, okay, we have a time. We can play again.
I think we played through, even with teaching it, it was at an hour.
Yeah.
And then everyone already knew how to play it. And we're like, oh, you want to shuffle everything up and run through it again. And we did. And I think the second one we definitely got in under an hour. And this is with people that play games too. So a lot of the mechanics are similar. We've brought, I'm looking over at Scholars. They've played Wayfarers. They've played a whole bunch of these games with us. So they're getting used to the symbology, the symbols on the board and kind of what it means. So take a little of that into consideration. But this is quick. This is fun. In this one, you could only build one of each style hut. This one, you can build as many of the same style huts as you want. Doesn't matter, as much as you can build. You're building an engine a lot. Resvan and I found out with this, with building your buildings. You're building an engine, then you can get lots of boats out.
Yes.
It's not uncommon.
How much a lot's building, you can make it faster boats.
Yeah.
After.
This one, instead of take that, you have kind of a rating system. They both have a rest system. So after you have no more turns left, you kind of go through and rest.
Yeah, nighttime.
Both of these, you have to play all the cards that you have in your hand. So each round you draft, and then you kind of play your cards, and then you rest and collect up resources and stuff like that. Both of them, you have to play all your cards. This one, you get nothing if you can't play the card. You kind of just get rid of the card. You either have village people that do stuff, you have equipment that you could put out, ships you can put in the docks. You can only put 2. You could fill this with ships if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
Both of them, you could play cards from your hand to build the ship, but you can also put workers here to try to save them, and put them under your house to have them for later. In this version, but both of them have you build, and you can build from your hand. This one is just much quicker. The other thing that's really it makes it quicker with the 2 is in this one. Each player, first player has to go through this little first player marker. First player has to do their whole thing, get rid of their hand, everything. Then you go to the next player. Because some of the town folk can do things like, oh, I'm stealing gold from you. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. But you have to let the person to your right go first and do everything they're going to do. Then you get to go, which sometimes sucks because there are times where I wanted to steal gold from Resvon, but she spent it to build a boat. And I'm like, oh, well, this card's useless now. I throw it away. And this, for every card that you get rid of, you at least get something in return, right?
Exactly.
When you discard it, you get something in return.
Yeah.
That helps you build stuff up.
Doesn't have that.
Yeah. And it helps you get resources quicker, where in this one, it could take you days and weeks to get boats built. And this one, you have 5, you can leave as 5 days. You have 5 turns, right?
Just 5 turns.
Yeah. But in some ways, they both go the same. It's drafting, action, rest. I think that in this one, they call it morning, afternoon, and evening is what they call it in this one. But they tell you you're basically doing the same thing. Yeah. Instead of active, I think actions, I think they say working or something like that. And so they're similar, but this one runs a lot faster. This one doesn't have take that. So for someone who doesn't like take that, this is going to be your better option for sure. I don't play a lot of take that, and this is a fun little take that. As long as you go to take that with the notion of knowing that people are going to mess with you, then I always think take that's fun. So this one works. This one takes a lot more build up. You're really working to get stuff. This one's fast. You have to have that engine going, and you work through it as fast as you can. So with the 2, this one's getting played more, but I still really like the original, or second edition as this was. Even without using this just gives you some extra options. Playing the second edition without the Town Folk expansion is still kind of fairly similar in how I feel about the 2. But I still like this one because I do like the take that a little bit. Which one do you like more out of the 2?
Because I like long game. Mm-hmm. Long time play game. Honestly, about the long time between these 2, if I want both, it's easy game. Mm-hmm. But if I want to choose easiest for me.
Yeah. And yeah, this
part little bit make me confused. It's easy, but this game they can stole of you. You have to wait for someone
some
going
of the spaces.
Out space.
Yeah.
This makes me a little bit angry, but long time. I love long time game.
Well,
choose between them.
The other thing with this is what makes it fast is everyone is doing the action phase at the same time. The first couple times you play it with someone, you're probably going to have to work through it with them. That's what we found we were still doing, still going fairly fast. I would do my hand and help the next person, or Reswan and I already kind of knew how to play, so we would do our hands and we'd help the people playing with us. But with this one, with the original, each player plays through everything first. So you have to wait through what do I want to do with this? And this one, everyone goes at the same time.
I know other reason for make that easier. Because it's have a lot of room for save a lot of things.
You could put a lot of things instead of the 2 boats.
For example, here I have a 2 boats. But if I choose the wrong boat, and I have a lot of meeples here, but it's not work for any one of them. I have to buy one of them. I can't remove them just with the one. The chance I give it that card and let me remove.
Oh
some
yeah,
card.
the barbarian or something like that. He'll destroy your ships. Yeah, you can't get rid of them.
That's giving me a little bit more chance.
This one, like we said, you can have as many ships out, buildings. You have more spaces to put things down. You can lose worker places where you can get coins or trade coins for gold. But you can put a lot of ships down there. You could put workers down there.
There give you a lot of this token.
They give you more places to place workers. Where the buildings over here, a lot of them are just score at the end for this, score at the end for that. They're just in-game points. So when
I don't remember. I have a question. I'm so sorry. I'm in the middle of you say. This one had a limit. For example, you can't have a more than this much meatball.
That's this one.
This one.
This one has a limit on how many resources you can have and how many workers, these little guys, you can have. This game, no limit on boats, no limit on houses, no limit on resources, no limit on workers, no limit. This one obviously has coins involved, no limit on coins.
Yeah.
Whatever you have at the end is whatever you have at the end. Yeah. But also on this one, that's where you have to put, I would argue, they both take strategy, but a little more strategy in this because you have to play it just right to get that boat made and sent off into the water. But with this one of the things that I've heard multiple times now, and I thought it myself, which was interesting, is it's very easy to play, but there's also, and it's quick, but there's strategy. There's a lot of strategy that can be played in this one. So it is really good. So what I was going to say is that what happened was Garphill felt that Shipwrights was his first game, or Garphill, Shem Phillips, the owner of Garphill Games, decided that Shipwrights, because it was his first game, it was the beginning. And you can tell by looking at how it's set up. Now it's a lot more symbols. You don't need to read anything. With the older one, you still have to understand at least some words and stuff like that. Doesn't mean it's good or bad, but a lot of Shem Phillips games, right, the Garphill game lines, it's very it is kind of iconic too, but it uses icons, right? So they wanted to redo Shipwrights to make it better fit the rest of the games. I do feel like now this one does fit into the line of games much more than this one does, but this one is not a sore thumb. This is definitely, it feels like the first one in a line. If you've played the other one, it feels like the beginning. This feels like it's always been that way, so it's kind of nice. So, is there anything else you'd like to say about it?
Yes, I have. They added coin and gold in this.
Oh, this one, your gold is your ship. You have your ship that moves up and down for your gold.
Added golden ship, and how much the end of the game, how much you have extra gold, it's give you more point. Do you know, in this game you can have a lot of point. I know this is not move a lot, but you can make a lot of point of the make ships and a lot of things. But here, no, that much, honestly, because you just after 4, the first person make it 4 ship. It's a win, and maybe you are in a second one and you're waiting for something by that other ship. You can stop. Just about this I wanted to say, and about the box.
The boxes? Yeah.
I wanted to say all of this matched together next to each other. It's making me feel better. For me, because we have a game room, then this is next to this is small. I prefer they are going to the same size.
Yeah. The original North Seas were all in this size box. But it didn't fit. I don't think the expansions fit as well with the later games in the size box, where these were a bigger box to fit everything. But yep. Is there anything else? You think you got it? You think we got it all? I feel like we got it all.
Yes.
All right. Well, we're going to end it on that. They're both great games. I don't know if Shipwrights Redo is just the newness that we're playing it a lot. I think part of it is it's a quick game to play. You can definitely get it out and play it in an hour and put it away and move on. Or if you have that extra hour gap, this one might take a little bit longer, but still enjoyable. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review of Shipwrights Redo and Shipwrights, the original second edition. Sounds weird. From Garphill Games. We're not going to go through the age because they're different, and the playtime because they're different, and the amount of players because they're different. Remember that this one has a single player, this one doesn't. So if you're interested in single player, you want to go with the redo version. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm Steven.
I'm Rizwan.
And this is Cardboard Coalition. We'll catch you in the next one.
Okay. With the liking, commenting, subscribing, and hit the bell notification, you can help us by being better. And wait for us. We turn back soon.
Also, if you guys want in the comments, I was thinking about this. Rezvan knows how to play Redo enough that she could probably do a Persian explanation of the game. And we know there's a lot of Persian people that live outside of Iran where they can get a copy of this, right? So let us know in the comments if you guys think that Rezvan should do a Persian version. Let her go over how to play instead of just me rambling. I'll be the assistant in those. All right. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Cost versus value. So how much we paid for it versus how much we played. So we backed this on Kickstarter. So that means we paid roughly the $60. Which once you pay shipping and everything, you've paid $60, maybe $10 more. Maybe. I don't remember off the top of my head right now. So we did pay that. We got some bonus cards for that, for sure. But we also, that money went straight to Garphill. Then they can send it out instead of it going to local gaming shop. Then, like in this case, like Renegade. And there's nothing wrong with that. Renegade Games gets a little cut and all that. Garphill gets a bigger cut of the game that they charge you for. All right. So that is pretty much Redo. Hopefully I haven't missed anything. We'll talk about some of the nuances more when we talk about both of them. So then we have the original Shipwreck.
Yeah.
Which I had this for a bit. I got it on a deal, probably like on Amazon or something, right before they announced this one was coming out. Maybe like 2-3 months before they announced this one. I'm like, oh, there's a good price for Shipwrecks. I need to grab Shipwrecks. Because I liked Explorers, and I've liked, as you can see, the West Kingdoms. We like the South Tigris one. So I was like, oh, I really got to get Shipwreck because it has to be at least decent and worth playing. It was a good price. So, oh, pause, stop. I realized what I just did. All right. There's going to be a cut. I'm going to have to cut the video. That's how it works. All right. So